Saints, I'm going to read some of this page to you, and what I want to tell you is that there is nothing more demonic, disrespectful, totally satanic than persecuting a Christian through psychiatry. It is completely diabolically evil. And let's review this wickedness. Psychiatry calls Jesus a paranoid schizophrenic, supraphrenic. September 2012. Jesus' experiences can be potentially conceptualized within the framework of paranoid schizophrenia or psychosis NOS. Other reasonable possibilities might include bipolar and schizoaffective disorders, hyper-religiosity. Suicide by proxy is described as any incident in which a suicidal individual causes his or her death to be carried out by another person, a supraphrenic. And this is by persons who write books for the psychiatric educational system, colleges, universities. And they also, because some of these names you can trace, and these are the educators who are training the quote-unquote professionals. And this appeared in the Journal of Neuropsychiatry and Clinical Neurosciences, 2012. So the bottom line of what psychiatry is religious bigotry, religious persecution, slander, and just the work of Satan is what it is. Because it claims to be science, it is not science. It is a group of people who have their own religious points of view persecuting persons of another point of view. It is absolutely satanic. And if you want to question who is being moved by the devil himself, it is anyone who attacks people in the name of quote-unquote science, and really it's this evil demonic force of the devil called psychiatry. Psychiatry is fully satanic. Psychiatry diagnoses Jesus, Abraham, Moses, and Paul with schizophrenia. So psychiatry is a vicious enemy of Christianity and the Bible. Psychiatry is anti-Christian. Psychiatry is atheistic. Psychiatry is humanistic. Introduction. See also History of Psychiatry homepage. Psychiatry has a long history and roots as being atheistic, anti-Christian, and humanistic. This hostility is increasing so that today there is an open mockery of Christianity. Since psychiatry rejects the spirit world, God, and the Bible, it openly teaches that Jesus was a schizophrenia mental patient. Jesus claimed to be God, come directly from heaven, that the devil was after him, and called himself the salvation of the world. They view this as delusional, paranoia, etc. Today, psychiatry diagnoses Jesus with schizophrenia. In short, the nature of the hallucinations of Jesus, as they are described in the Orthodox Gospels, permit us to conclude that the founder of the Christian religion was afflicted with religious paranoia. Everything that we know about him, Jesus, conforms so perfectly to the clinical picture of paranoia that it is hardly conceivable that people can even question the accuracy of the diagnosis. Jesus Christ might simply have returned to his carpentry following the use of modern psychiatric treatments. For example, as we will show, a materialist readily believes, without any reliable evidence whatsoever, that great spiritual leaders suffer from temporal lobe epilepsy, rather than that they have spiritual experiences that inspire others as well as themselves. Psychiatry diagnoses Apostle Paul had temporal lobe epilepsy. Mark Salzman, in his fictional book, Lying Awake, as about a fictional nun, wants to show that all spiritual experience is a kind of mental illness. Even Apostle Paul suffered from delusions. Continuing. Basically, saints, any psychiatric system, when I am an apostle who testifies of being taken to heaven to see Jesus Christ face to face in full revelation, they will automatically classify me by their satanic system as mentally ill. They have diagnosed the Apostle Paul, who saw Jesus on the road to Damascus, as mentally ill. They have diagnosed Jesus, Abraham, Moses, all of us basically as Christians. They say we are mentally ill and that we have a delusion, that our faith in Jesus is a delusion. Now, when you testify, as I do, of an apostolic salvation, these people are going to automatically diagnose you as insane. All right? So this is the satanic psychiatric system. Now you can see why, if anyone would give credence to this diabolically evil system and persecute me on the basis of this evil diabolical satanic system, how they classify the Apostle Paul, you can understand why it would absolutely be a cause to end relationship with those who behave in this manner and who would so persecute and who are unrepentant. So those who are this satanic and possessed by Satan and controlled by the devil, that they would persecute Christians, this is diabolical evil. I hope everyone recognizes how wicked this is, and I hope everyone realizes that this is the Antichrist system, and that you're not going to get any real Christians who have any dedication to Scripture in this system. You're going to get Jesuits, you're going to get sellouts, you're going to get fake Christians, and what you're going to get is a group of people who will persecute born-again Christians who are Spirit-filled. And that's what you're dealing with. So this is an open rebuke to all who would put any faith in this demonic, satanic enterprise, and that you would presume to call this science, is an indictment on your intelligence and your dedication to the Bible.